Okay, so today we just talk in English and no Vietnamese. Yeah, you ready? So can you tell me about you and your family?
My family has 6 people. Is a grandfather, grandmother, father, mother, 9 baby sister, and me.
And how old is your baby sister?
Is 3 years old.
It's a boy or a girl?
Girl.
A girl. Right? You love her? You love her?
I don't know.
You don't know. Do you love your mother? You love your mother?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about your hobbies, okay? So tell me, what do you like to do in your free time?
Free time.
Yeah. Do you understand?
Stand.
Understand. You understand? For example, in my free time, I like watching TV. What about you?
What you do? Draw. Watching TV.
You like watching TV
And draw.
and draw
And
and learn English. Now tell me, how do you learn English? Kids A to Z. What is it? What is Kids A to Z?
Listen and read and found the question.
Listen and read the books and
Quit and the answer of the question.
answer the questions. Oh, nice. Okay, tell me, how long do you spend the time to read the books on Kids A to Z?
I don't know.
You don't know? 1 hour or just 10 minutes? Or 30 minutes? What time do you learn English on Kids A to Z?
I don't know.
No? What time? What time do you learn English on Kids A to Z? Like 7 a.m. or 7 p.m., 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. When do you learn English?
Is
In the morning or in the afternoon?
in the night.
At night? In the evening? What time?
Is 9 or 10 a.m.
9 or 10 a.m. is in the morning, it's not in the evening.
No.
P.m. or a.m.
P.M.
Like in the evening like this, it's p.m. Yeah? Yeah?
And morning is a.m.
Yes, morning is a.m. and evening is p.m. right? So
Night is o'clock.
okay, night.
Night.
Yeah.
Night or 10.
9 or 10 o'clock. Yes.
9 or 10 o'clock.
In the evening.
No, at night.
Okay, at night. So do you like reading books?
All kinds of penguins.
You like to read about what? Penguins? You like penguins. So besides penguins, what animals do you like?
Kittens.
Kittens and
Cat.
cats. You like cats.
And
And how about dogs? Do you like dogs?
I like puppy.
Puppies? How about a big dog? Do you like a big dog?
No, I don't like.
You don't like it? Why is that? It's bigger than you.
Bigger than me.
So it can eat you.
No.
Are you afraid it can eat you?
No.
No? Why? Why don't you like it?
Is dirty.
As it's dirty. But the puppies are not dirty. No?
Dirty and I love it.
And you love it? Shh! Alright, be quiet. Okay?
Puppy, I love it. Puppy, the little dog or very money, and I love it.
You love it? You love some animals that is small, right? Because it's not dirty, right? Do you think the penguin is big or small? The penguin.
Small.
The penguin is small? You think so?
Is one penguin is big than you and me.
Oh, so some penguins are very, very big, right? And some penguins are very small. Yeah?
I like small.
So do you have a penguin at home?
No.
No, you don't.
The penguins is in
Where do they live?
in Antarctica.
In the Arctic.
Antarctica.
Antarctica. Do you think the Arctic is hot or cold?
Very cold.
Very cold. So,
And Galapagos Island.
Galapagos Island is very cold. The penguins live there.
So penguin lives in Galapagos Island.
Galapagos Island. How do you spell the island? How do you spell it? Galapagos. R-A.
I don't know.
You don't know? You just heard about it? Yeah? So you said that you love the penguins. So do you want to go to the Arctic to see the penguins?
Just very cold.
Just very cold. Yeah? Very, very cold. Yes? Okay, so you know, like you can wear jackets
Yes.
and bring some fire with you. So
I
you won't be
I
cold.
would wear. I think I would
Yeah?
just wear
So,
2,150 jackets.
Oh yeah, so you'll be warm, right? So one jacket is not enough, right? You need 2, 3 more jackets, right? Yeah? Okay? So
105,000.
105,000. Oh, that's a big number. Huh? How old?
105,000.
Do you know how old are you now?
I'm 7 years.
7 years old? Yes, and how about your mother?
31 years old.
31 years old. How about your father and your grandparents?
Grandfather is 60 years old.
60 years old. Your grandfather is 60 years old. How about your grandmother?
60 years old.
60 years old too. So were they friends
No.
when they were students?
No.
Were they friends when they were kids?
No.
No. So they love each other, right? So
My father is 33 years
33
old.
years old. What does your father do?
Work in a bank.
Work in a bank. Oh,
Bank.
in the bank.
Every bank.
Every bank. So he has a lot of money, huh?
Lot
Yes,
of money.
because
lot
he
lot of
works-
money in the work to the ATM.
ATM. Oh, okay. Because he works in a bank and he can go to the ATM to get the money, right?
Teacher, my father's bank has two ATMs.
Yeah.
ATM 1, ATM 2.
ATM 1 and 2. I'm looking for my cards, the bank account with the ATM card. Okay. So tell me about what do you and your father usually do together? What do you like doing together, you and your father?
My father and me are going to Vietnam.
What? To Vietnam.
Yes.
Where is Vietnam?
Vietnam in Vietnam.
In Vietnam?
Yes.
Is it far from here?
This is Vietnam Bank. It's
Vietnam
Agri
Bank?
Bank.
Agri Bank.
Agri Bank in Vietnam.
In Nghệ An? In Nghệ An? You like to go to Nghệ An? It's very far. So you have to book a flight ticket and you fly on the airplane. Yeah?
To go to Huế.
Huế?
And going the bus to go Da Nang.
Da Nang? Have you been to Da Nang? Yes? You went to Da Nang? Yes? You go to Da Nang before? Yes? Is it nice? Is it beautiful? Nice.
It is
Or is it
nice.
very hot?
It's
or
nice.
cold?
It's nice to
It's
go
nice.
into beach.
To the beach? Oh, you like going to the beach?
Yes.
So tell me, what do you do at the beach?
I swim. I play.
You swim? Can you swim? Can you swim?
Yes, I can swim.
Do you think the penguin can swim?
Yes, I can swim.
Yes or no?
Yes.
You know, the wings of the penguins is very short. I don't think the penguin can swim.
The penguin can swim.
Your arms and your legs are very long. You can swim, right? But the penguin, its wings is very short.
And the penguins like it to swim.
The penguin like to swim. Yes. Do you think that there's water in the Arctic where the penguins live?
Very cold.
Do you think there's water? There's water there, or ice? Just ice.
Is Arctic Ocean? The water is very cold.
Yes, very cold. So can you swim? Can you swim?
Yes, I can swim.
How far can you swim?
Huh?
How far? 1 kilometer? I'm sorry. 1 kilometer. Or can you swim from here to there? Can you?
I can swim to here to there.
There? That's very short.
I'm swim to here.
So
to
say
here.
that.
I'm swim to here.
Okay, so
and to here.
really? Who taught you swim? Did your father teach you how to swim?
No, the teacher in the pool.
Oh, the teacher in the pool. Okay, very good. And how many times do you go to the swimming pool to swim? How many times?
I don't know.
You don't know? Yeah? How about at this season, do you go to the swimming pool?
What?
Do you think that you can go to the swimming pool and swim like tonight or tomorrow?
I don't know.
Do you think it's the good weather to swim?
Yes. It's
Yes.
hot day.
Oh, it's raining outside. So outside it might be very cold, but you are very hot. Okay, you're sweating. Oh, I can see some sweats. I'm not hot. Are you hot?
Yes, I'm hot.
Why are you hot?
The fan is not on.
The fan is not on. Why? I don't understand.
Go to classes, go to here, and I'm seeing the fan.
Oh, you mean that's the fan, not the friends. So friends, they are friends. But that is the fan, not friends, okay? The fan is not on. But this one is on, right? Right? Yeah? Okay, let me see. So tell me about, do you like airplanes? Yeah? Airplanes, the planes. Do you like the planes? Do you like flying to different countries or flying somewhere else?
I'm like flying. Go to London.
You like to go to London. In what country is it from?
Is England.
England.
Is from going to the Big Ben.
Oh, you like the Big Ben. Oh.
I'm hear the sound of the Big Ben.
Oh, how is it like? What's the sound like? Is it like cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo?
It's like just very loud.
Like what? Like the dog sound? Like woo woo woo!
No, the bell sound.
Sound what? Like what?
Not the bell here.
Like that? Yes?
Not
It sounds
like
that.
No, the sound is the big bell.
Yeah.
Big bell.
Very big bell. That's a small bell. Huh? That bell is very small.
Yes.
Yeah.
The bell Big Ben is the bell number 5 in the Big Ben. It's a very big bell.
Oh, how many bells in the Big Ben clock? Does it have a
It's-
clock, right?
It's
That's
4 clock face.
4 clocks face. 4 face clocks.
Yes.
4 face clocks. So on the east, on the west, on the south, on the north, right? I'm sorry. Yes, it is.
The big band has 5 bells, 4 bells, small, big and bell here.
Small like the small bell like this.
No.
Small like this.
No.
Then, you know.
No. Don't.
How big is that? Is it big like the door like that?
No. The door is.
Yes. Is it as big as that door?
It's big.
Or is it bigger than you?
Yes.
Bigger than you. So you can make a very loud sound, huh? Yeah.
The fifth bell and the fifth bell is very big.
Do you think that it is bigger than this house? Yes or no?
I don't know.
You don't know? You haven't been there, right? So do you want to go there?
The bell five in big band house is too big.
Yes, okay, so are you hungry now? No?
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know whether you're hungry or not. Okay? Now,
Go to
let's talk about, so who do you want to be when you grow up, when you get bigger? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be a teacher? Oh, what does your mother do?
He's a teacher.
Oh, she is a teacher. And what subject does she teach?
Ngữ văn.
Ngữ văn. What's that?
His mommy said he teach Vietnamese.
Oh, Vietnamese. Can she speak English?
No.
She can?
Yes.
Yes or no?
I can teach Mama hello in the French.
French? You can speak some French. Bonjour.
Yes.
Merci beaucoup. Right? Really?
Mommy, do you say bonjour? Bonjour.
Yeah, his mom, yeah?
His mother,
Okay.
his mother not here.
Not hiểu, but I can hiểu. Okay. So tell me, let's see.
I can hello in the Korean.
Korean? Like what?
As a dancer.
What? Again?
As a dancer.
Sorry. You have a cancer?
As a dancer.
You have a cancer? You're gonna die! You go to the hospital! Cancer! I'm sorry, not that.
Dancer.
You dancer! Dancer? Can you dance? Can you dance?
I will say in Japan.
Japanese. A dancer is like what?
Japanese is mushi mushi.
Mushi. That's dancer?
No.
What's that? What does it mean?
The Japanese says mushi mushi or konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. It means thank you.
Konnichiwa.
Thank you. Oh, hello, right? Hello.
Hello is English.
I know some Japanese. If we want to say thank you in Japanese,
No.
okay? You don't know? I will teach you, okay?
Teacher, I can say in the French.
French, like hello.
No.
Thank you.
Like
French.
French is au revoir.
Au revoir.
Is goodbye.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
No, not goodbye yet. Okay, I want to talk to you more. Okay, now let's talk about. Oh, I forgot. So I was going to teach you how to say thank you in Japanese. Okay. Now remember. Okay. Sorry. No. Arigato.
Arigato.
Thank you. Again, say arigato.
Arigato.
Gozaimasu.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato gozaimasu.
So let me think in Chinese.
Comment ça va in French?
Oh my God.
Comment ça va
Comment ça va?
in French is
Thank you.
no,
What's that?
is how are you?
Oh, how are you? So
How are you? The French says comment ça va?
French is comment ça va. How do we say I am very well in French?
I don't can say it.
How do we say I am fine in French?
I don't know.
How about
I
mother?
can.
How about mother in French? How do we say mother in French?
I can say the number in French.
Oh, now tell me, what's number 10?
I can number 7. Number
What's
7.
number 7?
Set. Set.
Set.
Set.
Set.
And number 6 is sis.
Sis. Oh, 6 and sis. Just sounds like the same, huh? 6, sis.
Sis.
7, set. How about 8? 8.
8.
Is it like any? Food.
Our favorite food, chicken, chips, hamburger,
Hamburger.
pizza,
Pizza. Oh, there's many.
and
Oh, one more thing.
and cheese.
This is a book, so I promise you to give you the book. You like penguins? That's the book for penguins. He likes penguins, so I'll give you the book. So you want to give it to your mother or what? Your mother likes a penguin also. Can you read the book, sir? Now say, can you read the book?
All kinds of penguins. All about penguins. Written by Kenneth and Self-Conrad. Penguins or birds?
Birds. Oh.
Penguins are in cold places. Penguins or birds.
Okay.
Some penguins are in warm.
Oh, cold places and warm places, right?
All penguins are birds. Some penguins are black and white. All penguins are birds. Some penguins are blue and white. All penguins are birds. Some penguins are little.
Oh, little, very small, right? Oh, look at that penguin. That's very big. That's huge. Even bigger than this man.
This man
It's very small, huh?
is
Is it
camera
Yes.
is talking.
Yeah. Is it
All penguins are birds. Some penguins are big.
Yeah.
All penguins cannot fly.
Yeah.
All penguins swim well.
That's very nice. Yeah, very well. Good job. Yes. So this is for you, okay? Just so you know, give it to your mother or somebody you love, okay? Thank you for the talk, okay? Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Yes.
See you later.
See you later.